Dinosaurs Podcast.
Okay, okie dokie. Welcome back to the Thickosaurus podcast. This is your host, Anna.
Michelle
Molly.
and Melissa.
And today is episode 38. And I wanted to just kind of talk about how it's like doing. Well, first of all, I don't know. I just thought, like, you know, those Hmong gatherings where, like, you know, people oning / jingle bell, or like just off, you know, what goes on over there, like the offhanded back compliments, backhanded compliments, thank you, that like Hmong OGs say, or like the stuff that you have to do just because you're a girl. Like, I wanted to kind of just open that can of worms, because and what everybody's thoughts are on that, because you guys have a different upbringing versus me, because, you know, I was raised as a Hmong shaman. But then I noticed that we still keep some of the same cultural norms. Like, you guys are still expected to you know, set up everything for the men, and you guys are just like in the kitchen eating, and that's still similar to Hmong shaman women too, where we're just kind of like, we're just there, we're just on the back burner, you know. So I wanted to just kind of open it up to you guys and see what you guys thought about those, think about those Hmong gatherings, and if there's something that you want to say.
Well, first of all, I married a Vietnamese man, so I don't go to these Hmong gatherings as often as these three do. I think the last one that I went to was, oh my god,
I don't remember the last time.
I think it was just
funeral.
grandma's funeral, probably.
Okay.
Unless I don't remember anything else in between then. But yeah, the last Hmong gathering was for grandma's funeral. But since it was our family that had a death, we weren't the ones that had to prepare the food and stuff. It was like somebody else. But just in general,
I think it was the Moor clan. The Moor clan that was doing everything.
oh okay,
Yeah.
so
Moor and the Yang clan, I think.
yeah. But the last one where I actually had to help and stuff like that, I don't remember which one. But yes, growing up, anytime we were at someone else's house and they were preparing food, my mom would always drag us into the kitchen to help them, whether we're just sitting there stirring the pot or if we're rolling rice in the Ziploc bags. It don't matter, as long as you were doing something. You don't have to worry about getting yelled at. Pretty much.
It's either rice or washing dishes outside.
Yes. You hear that, Hmong sisters?
Yeah, we're
Y'all
outside
agree?
washing dishes.
Yeah, rice or washing dishes outside.
Yeah, it's because every time we try to do something else, the Hmong OGs would be like, "No, you're doing it the wrong way.
You don't know anything.
Go. And then they'll do them themselves.
Yes.
And I'm just like, okay.
Have you guys never had to have the experience where two aunties will fight and tell you which way is the right way?
Yes.
I would be like, one auntie would be like, okay, okay, and I would be like, okay, and I would doing it, and another one would come, oh, go on, and I would be like, but she just told me to
Do it like
and
this.
no, I give up.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, growing up, I didn't, like when I was much younger doing this, I didn't really see a problem with that. The whole female and male thing, the men and the women separation thing. Yeah. Because, you know, I was young, I didn't know any better. I just saw it as just the women hanging out with the women, and then the men hanging out with the men.
Yeah,
And-
that's all.
And I didn't really see the issue of it. The fact that the men ate first and then the women ate and yada 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 yada. So back then, yeah, I didn't think it was a big deal, because, you know, I got to hang out with the women. We hee haw all the time, and I'll sit there and listen to gossip and whatever.
Yes.
You don't have to listen to the stupidity of men. But yeah, I mean, that's just what I grew up knowing. It's just outside washing dishes with the hose and whatever else. But nowadays,
With the hose.
Water hose.
Yes,
Water hose.
I was like, damn.
Damn, you calling the people who have to wash dishes hose.
I just now got that.
Those,
That's what I thought, but I was
she's
like,
like, I just be hanging out. I just be hanging out with those dishwashing hose in the backyard, and I'm like, damn, okay.
Yes, y'all know. Yeah, with the
Okay,
water
I am a
hose.
hoe.
Yeah, water hose outside, whether it's cold or hot outside. Yeah, you be washing them dishes.
I know.
So, but it's been a long time since I've done that. So yeah.
Well, because you were saying that you didn't see a problem with the man and the woman separating then, but what are your thoughts now about that?
My thoughts is that they should switch places sometimes.
Oh, your thinking is to switch places.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
To either switch places or everybody does something,
Yeah.
because we're not here to serve you. He's like, we're supposed to be partners in life. So you come help cook. You guys come. Well, I guess in a way it's like the men will be butchering the cow, then the women will be cooking it and stuff.
but then they only do so much, and then like all done.
I know.
Well,
Well, I'm not done talking.
I know. I'm just saying.
That's why you stay being a dishwashing hoe. Molly's like, I don't care while washing
Remember that
dishes.
time we washed dishes out in the rain?
We were all drenched, like we just took a shower.
So
Oh
then
my God.
did you guys just not use the rainwater?
No, because it was flying everywhere.
Yeah, like it was like pouring rain.
Like we
But,
came out, we're all like,
Yeah, but they needed stuff washed, and so me and Molly's like, okay.
We did not have anything like.
This was at a funeral home. The
It was
funeral
at
home
Oh.
also. And so
where
nobody wanted to
Musa
go
almost
out.
slipped and died.
Yeah. And so I was like, okay, I'll go. So I'm washing it in the pouring rain.
We look like
my
the grudge, the
God.
ring lady who just came out of the
You guys
well.
came back and your hairs are kind of
Where
like.
she's like, Cindy, your TV's leaking. That's how drenched we were.
Yeah.
Oh my
It was a
god.
lot worse than now.
And
It's
it
all
was-
New Year, okay?
And it was during the cold. I think it was like,
It was chilly.
yeah, like late autumn.
Okay, let's go back to Michelle because she's gonna
Yeah.
our neck.
But no, like I said, I believe that both parties should do everything, like helping each other out, help butchering, help cooking, because I just think it would be that much more,
Heartfelt.
heartfelt, fun and stuff like that. So I just
Enjoyable.
yes, very enjoyable.
I think that's like a dream come true, and it also it'll be on like the men's side to actually like say something too, because I think that like the women, Hmong women have been saying this for a while already. Like they'll be slaving at like 3 in the morning, like the true traditional like shaman stuff. Like you have to get up before the sun comes up, and you're like. Like steaming rice, and you're doing this and you're doing that, and it's just kind of like, what are the men doing sitting there talking?
And then the morning before, you're up late at night.
Oh
Prepping
yeah,
for the morning
prepping for it.
before.
Yeah,
Yeah. And so
And-
you
and-
only get like 2-3 hours of sleep.
and it's not fair, yes, because we don't have any Hmong men here to defend themselves, but this is just like the Hmong woman perspective of it, which hopefully one day we can bring in like our Hmong men and be like, hey, like lay it out. Like how is it? But for now, you're listening to our perspective of it.
Yes.
Yeah. I guess I just wanted to ask you that.
Yeah.
So.
Oh yeah.
I mean, there's
thank
some
you.
Hmong men that I know who help out.
Oh yeah.
Which that's great. Which thank you guys for doing that.
Yeah. Thank God.
But majority of your population, they do not.
I am so grateful that Mike does help too, because it like threw me off. And so like since he actually helps and everything, I told him, I was like, that I think I remember specifically telling him in the beginning of our relationship, I said, you have your mama to thank. Do you know that? And he goes, yeah, I know. And I was like, everything you need, how to do right now. And this is before I knew mom really well. I was like, everything you know how to do right now. Wash your dishes, wash your butt crack, everything. Like your mama taught you that. Like I hope you know that. I know. And I was like, well, I hope you tell her, because like a lot of Hmong men don't know how to wash their butt crack. And do anything.
Yeah, they don't believe that water and soap go up there.
You know why? Because water will wash it. Just let the water drip down.
Not when you're on the bigger side. Water never gets down there.
Shut up. Open it. Spread the cheeks.
No, seriously, some don't even spread their cheeks.
Because water just sprinkles down.
No, they think the water
sometimes
just.
I'm sorry.
Sometimes it just goes.
Like, that's why I say whenever, like, in Tahlequah, I had a thing where, like, after I shower, I would sit in front of the AC unit because I'm just like
Air drying.
everything, okay?
Like sometimes I open the door, she's just standing there.
That's why I'm like in my towel for the longest time because I'm like, I need to be dry before I put clothes on because I hate putting it on wet.
The towel.
That's what I have to do. So I'm like, here, lift up the boobs, here, lift up this, here. You gotta open up your legs, there.
Oh, my Lord.
You know?
Yes.
But yeah, I am very grateful to him, because there are those men out there that know how to do it. And it
Yeah.
threw me off, because like the men that I had only encountered growing up in those Hmong gatherings are the ones that just sit there and drink beer. You hear me? And it's like, I get it. Like, there's a supposed cultural aspect of it where you drink a little bit with whatever ceremony or thing that you're doing, but at the same time, it's like, you know when you're overdoing it, okay? I know you girls know what I'm talking about out there too. So, but anyway, it's just like, it throws me off, because that means that they were taught differently. Yeah, they were taught way different.
Yeah, I'm always like with Matthew. I was like, if you don't want to talk to people, go do something in the kitchen.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you don't want to talk to people,
Yeah.
go do something in the kitchen.
Or be like the kids
Go
and
help
go
mom.
run off and hide.
Yeah. But yeah, I just wanted to kind of like see what you guys thought about it, because like I just think that a lot of people out there that are listening to our podcast, especially if you're Hmong, like you can definitely relate to the roles that you have to play at those Hmong gatherings, whether it be washing dishes and stuff. I just think it's sad a little bit, but it also like it was beneficial that we had to do it.
Yes.
Because I was like, oh, I was just like, what, 6-10 years old or whatever, and I had to go wash dishes and stuff, you know? And I like I think that I enjoyed it because I thought it was just always a part of it, of my, like, it's just a part of my life. And then now in hindsight, I'm like, oh, dang, like, I didn't even get to go play. I had to go wash dishes. I had to go do all this and that. But now I know, like, oh, I know how to do this. Like, there are some, well, you know, girls out there, unfortunately, they don't know how to do it. Like, I'll be willing to teach you. There's no shame in that. But it's also kind of like, if you're old enough like me and you don't know how to do it, baby girl, let's learn together.
Kind of like how our aunts will tell us, but like how it's just usually us sisters that go and help them do stuff compared to the other cousins.
Yeah.
Like for our aunts, all like, she talked to you? Because we have an older aunt who she speaks only Hmong, and so she doesn't speak to any of our cousins because
That live up there.
that are our age.
Oh, they don't
because-
speak Hmong? Or
I think so. They don't speak Hmong, or they know that they're not going to understand, and so they don't even try to speak to them. But then they'll speak to us,
Oh.
and we'll go and like help do stuff. You know, like you're supposed to do. You know, you're there for a reason to go help, so just go help.
Yeah.
You know, and so that's what we were taught, and so that's what we go do. And so one of our other aunts, whose daughter is my age, she's like, she talked to you?
Yeah.
And I go, yeah, she talks to me.
Yeah.
She goes, oh, she doesn't talk to my kids.
Oh.
And I'm like, I don't know.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
Yeah.
At least for her.
Yeah, because I'm like, she tells me something, I go do it. She needs something, I go do it. I don't care. I'm just there. I understand her. I'm not, again, my Hmong is not that great, but
I can still help.
yeah, I still
in some
help.
way.
I understand what you're saying.
It's the upbringing, though, definitely.
It is the
different.
upbringing and like the whole cultural thing where you always, you know, help the elderly, your elders and stuff like that.
Sometimes, like, you don't even need to talk to them. Sometimes you just sit there and watch them do it.
and
And
then
then
you
you
just
do
go
it.
up
and do it.
You go do
Yeah.
it, or like you push them aside, so tell them to go sit, and you do it.
Yeah.
type thing.
Oh, so then you try to be like nya material, then basically
Well, that's
learning.
because that's what was ingrained.
Yeah,
in
that's what I'm
right?
saying.
You know,
It's-
so it's either that or you go hide in the bathroom
Yeah.
Oh,
or
I don't-
hide in the car.
I don't hide.
Well, not in
I
the
can't
bathroom.
hide.
Well,
But
that's
or like you
Yeah.
hide within the house is what it is.
Yeah.
damn,
Yeah,
you
no.
guys have the luxury. I cannot hide.
Well, the only
found
reason
me.
why we were able to hide is because there were so many people helping
Oh.
to where
Mm-hmm.
there's nowhere for us to be. And
Yeah,
so
like-
we're just kind of like, okay, we're going to go sit over here then.
Yeah.
'Cause the only way that I really ever did get out of it was because I truly had to babysit,
Oh.
like at those gatherings.
I remember
Yes.
seeing your sisters at those parties too, like those
Uh-huh.
gatherings.
Yeah,
And they'll just be all upstairs like hiding.
yeah, and I'm
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't remember seeing you.
I'm always like
honestly.
cooking, doing
yeah.
this. Yeah,
It's okay. That's just how it is for like the oldest girl. That's how I
Yes.
was. I was
Yeah.
Man.
either slaving away in the kitchen, washing dishes or cooking or whatever, or I was busy babysitting these
Yeah.
kids.
Which
Dude,
was funny 'cause-
that's what you have to do.
which was
Yeah.
funny because I remember seeing your mom up there too sometimes, like hiding. And I'm just
Oh.
like, oh, okay.
That's something else I was wanting to add whenever it gets to my turn. Sorry.
But that was just like that one time we were at that one house.
Was I there?
I don't remember if you were there. I only remember seeing because that was when we
If
first
they were
met.
there, most likely I was.
Because
But
that was when we first met. I think Valerie and Tati and I don't remember Sutana being there, but
I don't remember what event this is. But I
it was
had
at
to
some
have been.
Tao. It was some Tao party gathering thing at whose house was it?
How long ago was this?
It was long ago. This was when
think I know.
Valerie still had braces on.
I think I know.
It was at
It's
someone's
the person
house.
that I can't call how they call them because it's based on their clothing.
It's the
You know what I'm talking about?
it's the
No,
it's the
but-
donut shop guy, isn't it? They used to have a donut shop.
I thought that was.
I think it is. I think it's the same person.
It's the same person.
Yeah. I was probably doing something.
Yeah,
I
you
was.
were
I
probably
didn't
doing
go
something.
upstairs at all.
'Cause-
I was downstairs. I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All I remember is that they had a donut shop.
Oh, but you didn't meet me at that time.
I don't remember meeting you. Maybe at the very end because you came up after you were done doing stuff.
Yeah,
Because that was when
I am pretty much.
that was when Matthew was traumatized by Valerie because Valerie was all up on his face.
It was so cute.
Yes, he was just like this to me the whole time.
I was too busy. I was like probably cooking and cleaning because
Yeah,
I
'cause-
remember doing that.
Yeah, because I think I remember they're like, "Oh my God, you're Michael's little siblings." Yeah, I remember. Yeah.
Oh, dang! And you didn't meet me.
No, I think you were
Dang.
doing your own thing. Yeah.
Dang, no, I remember how I didn't go upstairs at all because I had to, like, again, want to say, I'm like slaving away in not even my own kitchen.
Yeah.
So I was like, I think I was probably either washing dishes.
I
or
remember how
something.
they lay out their houses because we always
It's
went
a
to
big
their
house.
Yeah, we
Isn't
always
it?
went to the house for parties.
Oh,
I remember.
I think I know it. Yeah, I think I know.
Yeah.
After this episode's done, I'll tell you.
Mm.
But I think I know which one it is. But yeah, no. Now lost my train of thought. We're talking about how did we talk about that?
Our upbringing and how.
Oh, yeah, the
we know
upbringing.
to
Yeah.
go.
Yeah, so the upbringing is that you just know, like, to do that. Because for my upbringing, I had to do that. And you were talking about it's just the duty of, like, the eldest daughter. But then we all know that there are people out there where their parents really don't, like, instill it in them. But then the main reason why we were kind of, like, conditioned to do that, though, was it wasn't actually for, like, for us to be self-sufficient. It was more of, like, you can do that. You need to do this so that way you're a better nya.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I like it how we kind of twisted it and be like, not really, it's for me, bitches. Because it's kind of like, yeah, you were teaching us how to be self-sufficient, you know, even though it really was their main purpose behind it was so that way you wouldn't embarrass them when you become a nya.
Mm-hmm.
But it's kind of like, oh, you actually taught us self-sufficient skills.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
But yeah, what are you guys' thoughts on Hmong gatherings and stuff? What do you hate? What do you like? What do you wish that can change? Stuff like that.
For me, since you guys talked about the whole guy and girl thing, I'm gonna talk about girl and girl thing. What I don't like is
Oh, like the different.
The generation gap thing.
I don't know.
No.
Some girls they think they're entitled to something.
Oh yeah.
And so they come and I've heard people say this too. I'm a guest.
Oh.
I'm a guest here. And I'm like, bitch, no one's a guest at any Hmong event.
Oh yeah.
Okay, you come to a Hmong event, it's best to like help, you know? You're never a guest anywhere.
Yeah.
Right.
And
Especially
so,
if you're a girl, yeah.
yeah, it's like the only time you are a guest is if you're paying a third party person to come and cater and cook for you.
And it's not at your house.
Yeah. And then, yeah, sure, you're a guest. But usually a lot of times you're not a guest at a Hmong person's house, especially when it's your own grandparents.
Yes.
I'm going to say it. Okay, I don't give a
When
fuck.
when it's your own flesh and blood.
Yeah, they'll be like, oh, I'm a guest. No, bitch.
yeah.
Go wash dishes.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
You
there's
know?
they didn't raised like that.
I know, and that pisses me off. And I'm just kind of like, I get it, you weren't raised like that, but this is for your grandparents. And you can't fucking wash dishes.
Yeah.
That's what pisses me off. Okay, girl on girl crap like that? No.
Yeah.
Like, I get it if you're, like, really young, like, you still have a childhood.
Yeah.
I get it. Okay, go ahead.
That's
fine, have
different.
fun. But when you're our age, when
adult.
you're 15, 16 years old,
Teenagers. Mhm.
yeah, you guys should start at least helping a little to it. Okay, I'm not expecting you to cook the goddamn meal,
No.
but, you know, to help. If I need you to go grab something for me, you know, be open to that.
A
But,
runner.
Yeah. But no.
You
That's
know,
what pisses me off.
it always made me, like I said, I was like the most good girl. I don't know how Mike picked me out. I never defied anybody. I never did.
You know, I asked Michael one time too. I was like, because I think it was like I was asking him, like, this was during the time when you wouldn't come.
Oh,
to,
yeah.
like, getting the stuff. And
Yeah.
so I was like, why the hell is she not coming? And he's
Yeah.
all like, well, she really can. Her dad said no. And I'm like, and
I was
just
a really,
come.
I
And
was a
then-
really good girl.
And then Michael's like, she's not like you guys, okay? And that's what I like, that she's not like you
Oh.
guys. And I was like, and
Little does he know, she is exactly like us.
Aw, that's so sweet. I didn't know he said that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because, like, I couldn't, it didn't wrap around my head. Like, that's why I, like, whenever we do go to those gatherings and I see those bitches just be sitting there and not helping, and I'm here, like, washing dishes and my shirt's all wet from the dishes, and I'm, like, sweating, and I'm, like, moving my hair out of the way. Well, it's tied up. First of all, number one rule, tie your hair up, nasties. But my bangs in the way, and I'm, like, I'm sweating, you know, and... Like I was be like, how come those, like, in my innocent mind, I'm like, how come those girls can no, they don't have to work, and I'm just here like, I have to do these dishes.
Yeah, I think it was for somebody's wedding that me and you were washing dishes. And it was just me and you.
Yeah.
And then their girlfriends came
Uh-huh.
by, and then they refused to do nothing. They just stayed in the house.
Uh-huh.
And it got to the point to where I got pissed off
Yeah.
because me and you were getting pulled left to right to do a bunch
yeah,
of shit.
yeah,
and they were
yeah,
just
yeah.
sitting there. So I got pissed, and I got up and I went in there and I was like, can y'all help serve food?
Yeah.
And they're like, oh my God, yeah, definitely. And I'm like, bitch, go get food. Go
Yeah.
set the table, God damn it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I get it, it's your friend's Hmong wedding, but like, get your ass to go help do something.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, it's your friend's Hmong wedding.
Yeah.
Go do something to help it along.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, if it's your friend's party, you ain't a guest.
Yeah. No, I'm sorry, you're not a guest at a Hmong thing unless, again, you're getting catered.
No, I was just such a good girl, goody girl.
Oh.
Like, I always got teased, like, you're such a goody two shoes, and I'll be like, no, I'm not. But I really was.
Yeah.
I really was. I was like, no, I'm not. I can be bad.
Yeah.
yeah. Basically, that was my the story of my life. But yeah, I get what you mean though, because like, to me it would be really upsetting. Like, it's like, come on, like, it's like the whole thing, like with minorities, they have a collectivism group. Like it's like the whole saying of it takes a village to raise a family, and that's why everybody has a job. Everybody doesn't. There's not one single person that like will be doing everything. Everybody is important, and that's why you're like,
and go
get your asses up.
get your asses up, and then you guys always praise Hmong yo to lu Hmong kind of thing, Hmong people need to love Hmong people, and I'm like, but yet you're over here
Not helping.
Yeah.
and I don't even know these people, and over here sweating and all this crap.
I just think that it's like you really have to just. I think they have to really be with other people who are in the same mindset. And I think wasn't there an age gap too? Was there an age gap? I don't remember if there was.
Between
the people that you yelled at?
No!
Oh.
Like maybe 1 year.
Oh, well.
Maturity,
I'm guessing?
It's just the mindset of, I'm only here for my friend.
Oh.
So I'm not going to help. And I'm like...
They must have different friends. Like, I guess, like, me and my friends back then, we were all goody tissues. I think about it, but we're all like we always helped each other do stuff. So I don't know.
It's like
I don't. Yeah, it's like I don't get. I don't get that mindset because it's like, yes, it's your friend's party, so why wouldn't you want to help with her party? You're not.
Because they didn't want to dirty their clothes. Maybe I don't know.
But it's kind of like, bitch, it ain't about you.
Those people you're talking about.
I don't know.
Yes. I think you were there too.
Yeah,
I feel like those people are those type of people who do not want to be affiliated with the Hmong culture stuff.
That's sad.
But yet, I support Hmong. Hmong, you support Hmong.
They were kind of like that.
I'm so tired of y'all. Okay. I'm so sorry. I'm just ranting.
She's on her little soapbox. We'll let her vent.
Yeah. I'm doing my
From what I remember seeing them
ranting.
at those past Hmong parties and what they do during the Hmong parties when I was younger.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's just kind of like, it's just rude. I think to me, it's just rude. Like if you want to be better, if you want to make your community better, you serve people. Okay?
Well, that's what we're known for. We have hospitality.
Yeah.
Hospitality the H in Hmong stands for hospitality. Basically.
Yeah.
I was telling Rod about that, how we have hospitality a lot. So that's why J4, I don't know if you guys were noticing, but he didn't want to eat until I ate.
Oh.
Because I told him usually it's the men who eat first.
Oh.
But he didn't want to eat until I ate. So.
But I also noticed that, like, it's not just Hmong people, of course. It's like all cultures are kind of like that.
Yeah.
It's just people who don't understand
because they
well.
haven't. It's that individualism.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
But still, I'm talking about like culture to culture.
But
okay?
culture
like,
thing, yeah.
Us Hmong women, some of y'all need to do better. Okay, especially grown Hmong women who barely do anything, and then when it comes to, everybody knows at the end of the day they separate the food, they pack it up, and then they send it home to like the guests and stuff. That person always collects their own
and more,
and takes more.
and
takes
some.
more, and then
and
leaves
some,
and
and then
doesn't
they
do
leave.
anything.
Yeah, and I'm just kind of like,
wow.
Thanos.
Shut up! Here she goes. Thanos was right. I just think that, like, I truly believe in karma, so I don't have to do nothing. And I don't ever wish bad karma on anyone, because for me, I believe good karma and bad karma.
Yeah.
But like, I don't have to do nothing. Things will catch up with you, honey.
Yeah.
The way that you be collecting your coins, like your bad luck coins right now, go ahead.
I'm just looking at them like, yeah, I'm looking at you. I'm not gonna say anything.
I don't have to do nothing, Like, I truly believe in karma. If you keep doing that and you don't really put any good out into the universe like that, it'll catch up. I don't have to do nothing.
Yeah.
Because I worry about myself.
That just reminds me, every time we go to family gatherings and they see like at least us sisters, they're like, oh my god, the help is on the way. They're here. They're here. And they're just like, oh god, they're making us do stuff.
It's like, come help us. All these other kids don't know what the hell they're doing.
Yeah,
That's what it is.
certain aunties, they'll be like, oh, the help is here. Can you go to the store and get this for me? I'm just like, god dang it.
Well, that's how you guys viewed it. But for me, when I was like deep into my trenches of my goodiness, I really valued that time, because everybody around me, like for majority of the OGs, they really did like we bonded like all the older
Well, yeah, that's
ladies.
what I meant. Like, we're just jokingly would we just say that.
Yeah, like we bonded a lot, and I truly valued that.
And I think it also, like, to me, it gave, like, they trusted us.
Oh, they did.
Yeah,
Yes.
like, they saw me as an adult that can actually help them one-on-one as
Get
a
things
person.
done.
Yeah.
Yes. Like I think I did. I have this like auntie, but we actually since like, you know, Bea Patsia, then we're technically by title, I'm their parent. Like they're older, I'm older, even though in age they're older than me because of my title and the generation with my family ties. Like Bea Patsia, so then I call them Tutanya, but they're really like
Older
in their
than you.
50s. And I would be so close to one of them, to one of my yas, and she'd be so sweet. She's always like, oh my god, and or like she's just so sweet, like one of those really, really sweet aunties. And when she saw that I was dating Mike, and she was be like, oh, good name your Gucci and I was like, girl, it's fine. You know, like that's why I just really I enjoyed that. It was a lot of bonding, but then like yeah, the only thing that really sucked, like I said, in hindsight, is like seeing the Hmong men eat, and then like the woman would be like eating like on the side, or like be in on the side of the somewhere buffet style, you know. And it was like at first I was like, oh, this is cool, you know, like we're serving them and everything, and then it would kind of be like, I'm so hungry from running on 3 hours of sleep. I don't even want to eat. I'm tired. I'm exhausted, you know. I think one time I was so like worn out, I had thrown my shoes out because of how bad it got, like water from washing dishes and everything. And then I told Mike that night when the event was over, I was like, I'm done. I'm so tired. And then I was like, I threw my shoes out. And he's like, oh, okay. He's like, I'll buy you a new one. I was like, okay.
It was kind of like that one funeral that we had a host, and we literally
ran it,
and we had like 2 hours, like less than 2 hours of sleep. And then like our dad was expecting us to like dress well and
be a part of the funeral.
thing. And like, we're just sitting there in the lobby looking at him like, are you serious?
It's not even our family member that died.
Yeah.
Right. Because
you're just being supportive. Yeah,
because he wasn't, I don't think he was even in part of the food process. He was just in service doing the service thing, while everyone else was
running
around cooking and everything.
Refill that.
Because like, you know how like I said, like we don't have a Hmong guy here to talk about their point of view.
Yeah.
But you know, I think it would be helpful if, like, I think it's great that you tell Matthew to go to the kitchen.
Yeah.
Because then that's how he will learn how much work that the moms, the aunties, the sisters, they all put into it on the behind the scenes. There's a lot of work. Yes, the men butcher the meat and all that stuff. But at the same time, like without the woman, the event will fall apart. Nobody will be eating, you know, like literally nobody, it will not run at all, you know.
They would, they wouldn't know how to take charge and what do you call it? Give out,
delegate.
Yes, delegate things to the other men.
The freaking aunties out there that delegate like real good, I'm just kind of like, wow. She'll be like,
or like they'll look at the food and be like, oh no, that's not enough.
Yeah, they'll
Just
know
by looking at it, and I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah. And then like while they're delegating orders, they're working.
Yeah.
Like they're working and they're like, okay. Then they're doing it and they're like, oh, only now here. And then you'll see them like go back and forth between rooms and in the kitchen and all of that. But anyways, all this to say, like I said, to what you were talking about, telling Matthew to go to the kitchen, I think that like it's actually a valuable lesson because like I said, they'll learn how much work goes into it. So I ask that if you are a Hmong brother out there and you've never seen behind the scenes how much work it takes, then you should actually go help out and see. Like stay up with those aunties, go help them. Like there's something to learn.
Or a lot of times, if you don't want to like actually touch food, a lot of times we need a runner.
Yeah.
We need errand boys to go.
We do
run.
need errand boys, and then you can see how hectic it is
Yeah.
behind the scenes.
That's usually Mike and Alex.
Yeah, go run, man.
Yeah, but
now
drive
it's Matthew.
somewhere.
I know. I was like, they need to pass the torch to Matthew and
Yeah.
him.
But then again, they're not at that point with the uncles, at least.
No, because the uncles, they haven't thought like these men are like
They forget
old
about-
now, and they need to pass the torch to
Yeah.
They
another
forget- I
errand
think
boy.
they forget about Matthew and like Chance, and then
Yeah.
they can
Yeah.
drive.
They can drive now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the only thing they need to rely on them to do that
Yeah.
now. Because I think that's why I always tell Mike, and Mike was like, man, they don't. I was like, I have to go do this, and I was like, why don't you tell your uncle? Tell that there's Matthew in them. And he goes, oh.
There'll be some times where they'll ask for look for Mitchell too, and I'm like, Mitchell's with his girls.
With his family.
Yeah, I was like, there's Matthew right there.
I was
Yeah.
like, but there's Matthew.
He can drive.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I love those gatherings. So it's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I said, I think if we all like Michelle said, growing up, I didn't really see it as a problem as girls and guys, but I always knew of like other girls who would like bitch about it all the time, and I'm just kind of like, I never really understood
Yeah.
why they would bitch about it all the time. Like girls my age
Oh.
bitch about it all the time, and I'm like, okay, I at that time I didn't understand it, which I mean, like now I do, and yeah, I see that it's kind of a problem, but I'm kind of like Michelle, or like if we all just
Come together.
work together at it, I don't have a problem. If you want to
Yeah.
eat first, because let's be honest here, us women, when we're cooking, we're gonna be snacking it anyway.
Yeah.
So I'm not.
We're taste testing.
Yeah, so
We're
I'm not
snacking.
gonna be mad, because usually when one party is cooking the main meal, another party is cooking a meal for the people who's making the main meal.
I think it's hard for people to think that the men will actually accept it, because there are truly like Hmong men out there that do not know how to cook,
Yeah,
cannot function without their wife,
exactly.
and they will 100% like not agree to switching roles,
Yeah,
you know. And I think that's why some people were like, well, it's not gonna work,
yeah.
you know, it can't work together.
Or like sometimes they don't talk about it to their
No,
partner,
they don't.
so that
No.
sometimes their partner is kind of like, oh, I didn't know that.
That's the
thing.
first thing I talked about with Mike. I was like, listen here,
Yeah,
I work my ass off in the kitchen with them aunties, and I am exhausted.
yeah,
And I don't know what you do, and I'm sure you're tired too. But listen, if I got to do something, you doing it too. And he's like, okay,
yeah.
yeah,
So like I said, for me right now, I'm not really in that Hmong thing anymore.
yeah,
Yeah.
But like I said, I think we just all come together. I don't really care if you men want to eat first, go ahead. Because like I said, us women back there have already eaten something already.
Eating something, or we're just resting from what we just did.
Yeah, I don't really care, but I understand, you know, the whole situation, you know. But I'm not gonna sit here and bitch about it like some girls. that I
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay,
Like,
For-
dang, hey, I know you're hangry, but
yeah. I'm like,
chill.
For me, I think
Snack.
it's like I don't have like a big issue with it. I think it's sad because I
Yeah.
see like so much. It's not just in the Hmong community. Women put up with a lot of mental,
Abuse.
not abuse, but like the mental load,
Oh, yeah.
like
yeah,
and
yeah.
and task. And so like when they are done, like when the event is officially over, they're not even really done too. Like they still have to clean up after all that. They will only really be done when they can actually put their feet up.
yeah,
You know? And I just think that is sad because they put in so much work into it. And I think it's because we don't see like the uncles or the dads supporting the moms
Right.
when they're done. It's just kind of like, oh, it's done, and you know.
yeah,
And it's like,
Yeah.
you know, and for me, it's sad. That's all. It's just kind of like I don't see it. And if they do support each
Right.
other, if
That's
they
the
would do it
missing
out in
piece.
open, I would be like, oh, you don't just take your wife for advantage.
yeah,
You know, that's the thing.
yeah. So I don't know. That's just me. Like I said, I don't have a problem with it if we are working together. Like I understand there's your role and my role, which I'm fine
Yeah.
with, you know. And if you give me that support, I'll give you that support. It's fine, you know. But
What about you, Molly? What'd you think about
I mean,
this?
I feel like you guys already said everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was just kind of figuring, or I'm curious how your thoughts are on it too. But then you aren't like really exposed to it as much as Melissa and them.
No,
were.
I think whenever I was exposed, I was too young to be helping in the kitchen. And then by the time mom and them would stop going to those gatherings, I was already at that age, like the teenage age already, that we didn't really do a lot.
Oh, yeah. I'm just like I said, I'm conflicted. I'm sad on certain pieces. Like I feel really bad for like all of the women that put a lot of work into it. But then also like I love being at those places because we bond so well.
Yes, that's how I saw it too.
Bonding.
It's bonding and gossiping and hee hee hawing of that.
And those OGs are nasty. They be talking about sex. Okay? Like I remember they'll be like some OG dad would be like they were like, if they'll be saying in Hmong, like, if you look at her ankles, you can tell how her pussy's gonna be, or some stupid shit like that.
How?
And then I'm working, right? And obviously at those gatherings, I'm working and I'm walking past, and I'm hearing this nasty ass shit, and I'm like, how do you tell by their ankles? You know?
Sorry, I'm looking at my ankles right now. Like, how?
We don't got ankles, we got cankles.
I'm looking at my cankles right now. How?
That's like, what is it? Grandma, great grandma up north when we were up there, she didn't think that you spoke Hmong. They were gossiping at the party.
Gossiping at the party because nobody was watching them because they both have diabetes. And
Oh,
they're
yeah.
sitting next to a cake.
Oh, so they were like, oh, let's eat
trying to
it.
sneak it, yeah.
They're trying to sneak it in, and I looked at them because I was serving food, and I overheard them, and I looked at them like this. And then they're like, oh, kapoko hayo? And I'm like, yeah. And no,
So
you
then did
cannot.
they get caught like our
Yeah,
little
yeah,
nieces
because-
and just kind of like looked at her and you're
It's
like,
because the cousins up there don't really speak Hmong up
Yeah,
there.
they don't really interact with them. So I'm like, no, you guys cannot eat it.
what did they say? They're just like, oh, chucho, no.
Yeah.
No, chucho.
Like oh no, like pema no, because you know they're not looking at us right now.
Just shy pay.
Yeah,
And then most of
and I'm like, no,
I'm just trying to imagine like our nieces that get caught, they kind of freeze and they're going,
yeah,
like a possum, they freeze.
Yes.
yeah,
Oh, that's so cute.
and they're like, oh, kapoku hayo, and I'm like, yeah, kapoma, and no, you cannot eat that. And they're like,
no,
oh,
go not stop.
yeah,
And next
What
time
did
I
they
take
say?
away.
yeah. So I took the cake away, and they're like, oh, okay.
Oh, that's so cute.
And I'm just like, no, you can't eat that. I know that you have diabetes. You have high blood sugar. No.
They should have got them a sugar-free
Free
version.
it was funny
Yeah.
because it was the party for the grandma.
Yes, it was party for them.
It was party
but
for
they
them,
couldn't
but they
eat their
couldn't eat the cake.
Oh, I would
Take it
be
away.
pissed. I would be pissed. But yeah, it's just a bonding experience, and I just think about all of the crazy stories that I have. Like I've told you guys before, but I haven't told like our viewers how, like, you know how we have to be washing dishes. Remember that one time I told you guys I was washing dishes and I had the hose with me, and I don't know what I was doing. I was distracted, and there was an auntie sitting to my right, and I was washing dishes, and all of a sudden, and I was like, someone must have called my name, and I looked the other way, and then all of a sudden I heard, ah, 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 and then I look over and I'm like, oh, Tatiana, and then she goes, oh, gusto de chocolate, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm so embarrassed, like, I'm so sorry. And then she, but that's all I heard, because I turned to the left, because I heard something or someone calling my name, and I'm still using the hose, and so it's the one with like the handle,
Yeah.
and I'm pressing on it, and then turn, and then I guess my body turned too, so then I was just go, ah, ah, like that, like it's exactly like that tone.
Oh my god.
That is so Hmong old lady scream.
And I'm like, oh my god, I'm so sorry. Like I said that in Hmong, I was like, Tatiana, and he's like, oh my god, kuchipakula, and I'm like, no, sorry. Like I remember, like that story will always stay with me, because like that scream, I would never forget it. Ah! She's all like this too, covering herself. Ah!
It's like, lady, get up and move. Yeah, it's like getting up to move.
Well, I think she was like doing something. She was crouched over or sitting on a stool, like cleaning or doing something next to me. I just happened to be like, "Whoop," look me move my arm
Her
over.
reaction is probably not as good either.
That's why
for
she
screaming.
Shut up, Molly. I don't know where. I don't even remember who I sprayed, but I felt so bad. I felt so bad.
I'm pretty sure by the time she reacted, she's probably already drenched already.
She was. I looked over. She's all wet like a cat. Like been in a like
Again,
in a
she
bath.
was so, yeah.
She
Instead
was.
of like moving or
She
getting
was-
away,
She just went ah! Ah! Like that, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm so sorry.
that reminds me of that stop sign. No, stop.
The stop sign that Molly and I like. Yeah. Oh my god, I felt so bad, but yeah, I think I'm only the one that has embarrassing stories like
That's
that
like
because I
you,
get
Melissa,
distracted.
Melissa and her. What?
What were you doing? What were you doing?
She was washing something.
We were at Tulsa Alliance Church, and it was like for a funeral, I think. And their whole they set it up to where it was pretty cool. Where like they have like an outside patio where you can go and wash stuff.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. And so we were spraying off the concrete so that way we can brush off like all the food into the grass kind of thing. And so that's what I was doing. I was using one of those big ass brushes, you know, and sweeping it out. And then Molly and I think Molly and Anna kept like making fun of me.
Mind you, this is what she like her neck.
Her neck was like stiff, wasn't it?
I hurt my neck, and I couldn't turn my neck.
Turn her neck.
So I had to turn my whole body. Okay.
She had a period of time where she kept pulling a muscle in her neck, so she'll be like,
So she looked like she had a neck brace. So she's like, "What up, y'all?"
yeah, she'll be like, what?
And so they kept making fun of me throughout the whole day because of my neck thing. And so, because I think one time before I was sweeping and then Molly and them were like, Melissa, to make me like turn. And so the second time they did it, I thought they were doing it on purpose again. So I got really mad. And I turned around and I go, what? And then it was a lady.
Oh my god!
It was a niche.
Oh,
She sat there, she's like, I need the hose. We're just like, Melissa, she needs the hose.
I felt so bad. I was like, oh my god, I'm so sorry.
It's not the first time she's done it to someone, okay?
The old lady, the niche, she felt like she was getting yelled. She felt
Luckily,
like,
it was a younger niche, so she
kinda laughed it
she
off.
kind of laughed it off.
were we really bugging her? That's why I don't remember.
it was like once.
We didn't do it that many times.
Yeah, it was just once, and then we just sat there and watched her.
Even made me more mad.
Wasn't she like trying to sweep and her neck was like this?
She was like in the corner, and we're just sitting there watching. Not even sitting, we're just standing there watching her.
Watch her instead of offering to help.
Yeah.
We're just watching her like struggle. Yeah, me and Molly
With
was
her
like,
stiff neck.
we're just watching her
Because
like.
technically we were like on dish duty, dishwashing duty, but there were no dishes at that time.
Yeah.
It was just funny.
I felt so bad for her. I was like, I'm so sorry. I did not mean to yell at you. I thought you were my sister.
And when it happened in real time, we're like,
We're like, Melissa.
oh,
She really did look like an evil witch, though. She's all like,
I was all like bent over. I was bent over, and then I was like, what?
mind you, I think she had a hoodie on too, so you didn't see any. Like,
so
the
she
hair or
was like
anything.
Kermit. So she was like Kermit turned around.
Yeah, it was just so funny because it was so early in the morning.
Did the Jay call your name out?
I think it was Molly. I think Molly was trying to get my attention because the Neche needed the hose.
I think
heard-
so. I don't remember. If she
Yeah, so
remembered
I
your name.
heard one of them call my name. That's why I was like, what?
This time it was a real thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was like I think she needed the hose for something. It was just funny.
Oh my god, I'm crying. Sheesh.
Yeah, I didn't
Yeah.
mean to. Usually I don't yell at people unless I get really like fed up.
Or if you think that it was your
They're-
sibling.
Your annoying ass
Yeah.
siblings. Yeah.
or like you're in danger, I'll yell at you, okay?
Oh my god.
But usually I don't. But that was funny.
I would say like those like to come back full circle, like the Hmong gatherings, it's fun, you get to bond, and I actually learned a lot of like recipes, like how to make nava from scratch with the flowers. I learned how to make like all sorts of my favorite dishes. Like I swear to God, I was like 3,000 or 10,000, but I wasn't. But anyway, it was so fun just teaching, and it's like passing your wisdom down to like the younger girls.
Yeah.
And so I think it'd be cool if we can hopefully get to one day where we can share that with each other without people not working or not like participating.
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes me kind of sad because since I haven't like been involved with the Hmong community ever since I got married out of race, so it's kind of sad for me because like I can't show my boys
The culture.
the culture ways. Like
Yeah.
I know
yeah.
I know they see a little bit of it whenever we go celebrate whatever at Grandpa's house.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know they see that, and I know that one time they asked the boys to go help wash dishes.
Oh, really?
And they went, yeah.
Oh, yeah. They'll be like, yes, water.
Yeah.
Come back all drenched.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're all. I don't know what they were. I think they were complaining about being bored or whatever. And then.
Oh
the
yeah, I remember
Yeah,
that.
the aunties were like, "Well, if you're bored, then go help wash dishes outside."
Like
And
okay.
they're like, "Okay," and they go out there, but they were out there for like 5 minutes because the
Oh, yeah.
So it's like, oh, okay, well, at least they were up for it, So yeah, it's kind of sad that I don't get to see it, or I won't get to see it as often. So it's, yeah.
I just thought it was a really good idea. Like, I think it would be smart if I had money, I would make a building that's like perfect for Hmong gatherings, but not allow like funerals because superstitious wise. No, thank you. But it would be like it's got like a setup to cook and clean outside and wash dishes outside, but then on the inside it's nice too, so like you can have like an actual event, so it's like an event center. Like that would be great, to have.
We did have one, but they didn't want to buy it
Well,
back then.
oh yeah.
I don't know. That's a whole new other.
Anyway, but I'm just saying like that would
Yeah.
be like perfect if it was built like that. Like if I had the money, I would totally I would do that. So it would be great. Yeah. Well, do you guys have any other inputs, feedback?
No, not really. We kind of just went down memory lane.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
kind of
Our
hard not to
experience, yeah.
because, like, looking in the past, we're just kind of like in the moment we're annoyed because we had to like wash dishes or whatever. But like now we look back and reflect on it, and we're like, oh, it was a lot of good memories, a lot of hee hee ha haing with like the older people, and yeah, it's kind of sad
Yeah.
because we're getting older.
I just hate it that like when you don't go anymore and then you go again like after a few years and they see you again, they're like, oh, got a lot to yo. And I'm like, yes, bitch, I'm fat. Okay.
Oh, that's something else that I want to say too. Like, I love these gatherings, but people want to fight, okay? Because I've had people say to me, like they have the audacity to say to me, like, when I was smaller, because I'm bigger now, keep in mind, that they would be like, wow, toku, you toku lolly got you good and I'm like, bitch, you and your 6 ass kids, and you look like you got 6 rolls on you, but I'm not gonna say shit. So I just like, what'd you say?
Oh no, keep going.
I was just like, really? You gonna say that to me?
Mom was telling me that mom and dad went somewhere recently and they ran into somebody and she had the audacity to tell mom,
That she got fat?
no, that, oh, you look older than your husband.
Oh shit! I bet your mom was like, say it again, bitch. Say it again. You
Oh
think
my
that I won't
God.
cut you?
Yeah, mom was telling me that. I'm like, mom, you should took off your earrings and been like,
Most were like, what
it's
earrings?
gone, it's on.
She's
on.
she's an Aries. She was just probably like, say it again. She was probably like, and
She probably laughed it off in her head. She's like, I'm gonna sock you later.
that's what I'm saying.
And Mom was like, yeah, of course I'm older because I do all the work.
Oh wow.
Mom was like, man, you Hmong people, the older people.
Yeah, y'all got no filter.
No filter at all. Actually, I think someone has said that about me and Mike already. That I
What?
look older than Mike.
Oh.
And
I did that. I had was like that too, but it was at Mostly's friends.
And I'm just
college
like,
friends.
yeah, because I stress
Yeah.
will do that to your face.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Yeah. Or like with me, it'll be, oh, you've gotten bigger, and are you married yet?
Oh my God, yeah. I don't like those kinds of conversations, like the hot button topics that, like, I feel like they think it's probably small talk, but it's kind of like you need to be able to read the room, like the social cues, man. Because if I'm saying, like that conversation we had the other day, if I'm making up an excuse saying why I don't have any kids, maybe that means I don't want to talk about it, you bitch. Nah. Are you sure? Like, bitch, no. Okay?
It's called a medical condition.
I have a medical condition.
Yeah.
But it just those are the topics that we could probably talk about next time. But like, yeah, I'm not here for it, and I think we just gotta learn. Like, I think asking if someone's single or like if they're gonna get married, even though they've already answered you once, don't ask them again. That's the thing for me. Like, if they've already answered it to you already, don't ask again. And that's like also like the fertility as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, those are types of things.
I was like, for me, they always play matchmaker for me. I'm like, oh, I have a son or I have a nephew.
No. Like, no.
And I'm like,
Unless they look like McKenyu, no, thank you.
You know what you should just say? You'd be like, oh, I already have somebody.
I like girls. Scare them off.
Stupid. Dude, you
should
don't
go
know. You might have
I like girls.
No, don't say that, because there are some parents that are open and like they are accepting of their kid, and they're like, oh, gusto mo yung tunsay niya pa niya, hema? And you'll be like, yeah, knowing list.
We
and
can
her
be
like,
friends.
Yeah.
I'll think about it.
Better than a random ass weird man.
Yeah.
Well, they're not gonna be friends. She's gonna try to matchmake. Anyway, but yeah, this was just to kind of like catch up and talk about what it's like, at Hmong gatherings all together, and the duties that we hold as a Hmong girl. And maybe one day we can ask one of our Hmong men in our lives to come and join in on the podcast to get their perspective of it. Or if you have anything that you want to comment, let us know, or comment below this video, or like comment on our Instagram at Thickosaurs. So yeah, this is it. So we'll see you guys next time. Bye.